Well, you will if I use my Tri-Horn attack on you, and don't bother hitting back. My shell is the hardest of any Digimon alive!
And at number 6, we've got the big man himself, Triceramon. Now, one of the things I like about Triceramon is that the series has pretty much cemented, they really push it, that Triceramon is basically one of the most powerful ultimate level Digimon there is. Because you'll be seeing, like, in the video, that this guy is giving Paildramon, another one, the fusion of the two protagonists Digimon, like the Digivolution of Stingmon and XVmon on Run for Its Money. You know, so it is a tough motherfucker because it took Paildramon digivolving to Imperial Dramon to beat him. Yeah, it's also solid, big old Triceratops design. And with it, that's much more to say about its design. It's a big, giant Triceratops. But I will say that Triceramon with the X antibody, Triceramon X, is absolutely badass. It looks so cool. But yeah, it's another case where there's just not a lot to say about it. So next number.
When you have to face a fight, be strong, give it all your might.
Digimon is no more. What you see now is a true warrior. He returns as Beelzebub.
Whoa, love the new threads.
Though regenerated from the digital ether, I will avenge my former incarnation.
Alright, and going from a Digimon with very little to talk about to one that's got a whole lot to talk about. And both the Beelzemon from Digimon Tamers Season 3, as well as the current season, Digimon Unfusion. You know, both are just really, really solid characters, but I'm gonna start with Digimon, or Beelzemon from Digimon Tamers, who started out as just this. You see him as Impmon. You know, this little guy. You know, he's just not much harm. You know, a little troublemaker. And it's just he causes mischiefs. Scares humans, and gets Guilmon into trouble by taking advantage of his naivete. Hey, and But then it gets to a point where he realizes, hey, compared to the other Digimon, and kinda small potatoes. It was because Guilmon, Terriermon, and Renamon could all, digivolve, I think up to their ultimates at that point, and, he was still stuck in his rookie form, and he couldn't figure out why he couldn't digivolve, and then Chetsuramon, the Dog Deva, offers him power. He takes it and becomes Beelzemon and goes on basically a murderous rampage, killing every Digimon he can and absorbing their data, including Jerry's partner Leomon, which was probably one of the most depressing and dark scenes in the entire series. And then he gets defeated by Gallantmon, but Jerry stops him, ups Gallantmon from dealing the final blow because she knows killing Beelzemon won't bring back Leomon. And then at which point he realizes, hey, I may have messed up, and that's where you see he reunites with the humans that he was originally partnered with, two small children named Ai and Mako. Oh, and Ipmon goes, when the D Reaper takes the human world, he decides to go and help, So Mako gives him a little toy blaster, and you see his transformation into Beelzemon Blast Mode, where the blaster the little toy laser gun becomes a big blaster on his arm. His eyes turn green from red to green, and then he gets big angel wings. So it's like kind of a angelic thing. It's his redeemment. I don't know, whatever that word is. And then now moving on to Fusion's Fusion's Beelzemon. He didn't start out as a Mon. He started out as Reapmon, a young Digimon and who was part of the faction the Warriors of Light, alongside an Angemon. And then he tried to communicate with the goddess, but the goddess wouldn't communicate back. And it got to the point, something happened to where everyone in the Warriors of Light went insane, so he had to cut them all down to preserve his own life. If they couldn't, including Angemon, and then he basically devoted his life to finding the person responsible. He finds them, gets severely injured, and then digivolves to Beelzemon and to save Shoutmon times 4K, I think. And then and then later on, like about halfway, I guess, through season 2 of Fusion, much like Decardramon, he ends up sacrificing himself to defeat Laylamon, and who was about to kill them. And it was just another really damn emotional, heartbreaking scene. Beelzemon's a really solid character. He's my favorite of the 7 great demon lords. He's a cool looking Digimon. He's an amazing character in both incarnations that he's part of, and it's just, I love him all. I love him so much. Taking the number 3 spot, we have Burning Greymon, the beast spirit of fire, here from Digimon Frontier. And I told you, Geo Greymon wasn't gonna be the only Greymon on this list, but it wasn't the other Greymon. It wasn't Kai's Greymon, and it wasn't Christopher's Greymon. It was Burning Greymon, Takuya's beast spirit form. Yeah, Takuya, not Takuto. Yeah, but yeah, he is my favorite Digimon from Frontier. Big, badass fire dragon, with weird diamond things on his arms that shoot little fireballs. He can create a giant fire tornado. It's just a really cool old design. Whereas I mentioned I had the Beetlemon and like transforming toy. One of my best friends has the Burning Greymon toy that became like the little spirit form. And it was just like, oh man, that is so cool looking. But yeah, and so there's also a little bit of nostalgia there. But yeah, Burning Greymon, and it's also like I really like when Burning Greymon first appeared. It revealed that beast spirits are not exactly easy to control initially. Oh, it's also shown like when Takuya first gets his beast spirit, you know, he just saved like a shaman mon, I think, who was possessed by the spirit. But yeah, like, you know, he gets the spirit and then he like nearly kills Tommy. You know, and this concept also translates over, you know, when JP gets his spirit Metal Kabuterimon, he like, you know, goes nuts firing his, you know, lightning bolos all over the place. You know, Tommy in a more odd case of losing control of his beast spirit starts dancing around like a guy at a hoedown with fire ants in his trousers. But yeah, and you know, he was afraid to use the spirit again because he was afraid he would hurt one of his friends. That he had to get over that fear in order to defeat Grumblemon / Gigasmon, and so that he could get back Tommy's ice spirit, and because it had been stolen by him at one point, and you know, he managed to regain control, defeat Gigasmon, and actually you know, get back Tommy's Kumamon on spirit form. So it was a good bit of character development for him. For Takuya. It introduced my favorite Digimon in the series, you know, season. We haven't gotten there yet. But it's just overall really, yeah, I just really liked him. He's got a solid design, and established a really interesting little plot point that sadly didn't go over far with the others, because, you know, Tommy and JP gained control over their beast spirits pretty quickly, and so we had no trouble controlling Zephyrmon. But yeah, overall, I really like him. I kind of wish that he had actually gone Burning Greymon, and then the hunters who leapt through time and everything. But yeah, all right.
Digimon, digital monsters, Digimon are the champions. Digimon, digital monsters, Digimon.
Digimon.
Digimon Armor Digivolve 2!
Digimon, digital monsters, Digimon are the champions. Digimon, digital monsters, Digimon are the
Flame Dramon, the fire of courage.
Digimon Armor Digivolve 2!
The storm of friendship.
Digimon Golden Armor Digivolve 2! Digimon Golden Armor Digivolve 2!
Alright, at number 3 we have 3 Digimon, Flame Dramon, Ray Dramon, and Magnadramon, Magnamon, on the 3 Armor Digivolutions that we see Vmon use in the Adventure 02 anime. I'm gonna start off talking about Flame Dramon, you know, the first Armor Digivolution that we ever see. Where Vmon and Digivolve utilizing the Digi Egg of Courage, which was Ty's crest. You know, he had the crest of courage, which makes sense because you see the during the Digivolution process, you see Agumon's Digivolution line appear in the background. It's kind of a nice little passing of the, I guess, proverbial and literal torch, given the fire motif of Flamedramon. But yeah, it's yeah, again, he's but as broken as a broken record can get. He's got an amazing design, you know, being like this cool, like bipedal dinosaur looking thing with like awesome looking armor all over its body. He was like a flame motif. Like really cool, like sharp blade-like claws and a big old like sword horn. As a really nasty to hit. You know, he's got a good mix of range and melee attacks with, you know, his fire rocket and then whatever his melee attack is. As I've already forgotten. But yeah, it's just yeah, he's just a really cool character. It was a really good introduction for for the concept of armored Digivolution, because, you know, Ken, well, he was the Dark Emperor or Dark Master or whatever, or felt the need to put up the Dark Spiral or the Dark Spires, which prevented anyone from digivolving normally, so guys like Patamon and Tentomon and Agumon couldn't. And if there was a Dark Spire in the area, they were pretty much useless. But you know, the Armored Digivolution and was a way to bypass it, and it was really cool. And I'm kind of sad that it kind of got thrown to the wayside once they unlocked their champion forms. Right, but yeah, moving on, we're going to Raidramon, the Storm of Friendship. By the way, Flamedramon is the Fire of Courage. But yeah, Raidramon, and you know, he's this cool, again, you know, very dinosaur-like, which makes sense for you know, Vmons and here, you know, Digivolutions to be dinosaur or dragon-like. Except instead of fire, this one uses lightning, and you know, it uses the Digi-Egg of Friendship. And during the Digivolution process, you see the Gabumon line, you know, with Weregarurumon and Metal Garurumon and them appear in the background. And then it's a really cool case because the whole deal with Raidramon is that, you know, he first showed up to help save Agumon, who had been possessed or taken over by a Ken, and then forced to digivolve into Metal Greymon, and no one was able to get the Dark Spiral off of his arm, or those possessing him. So then he was able to, or Davis was able to access the Digi-Egg of Friendship, digivolve Vmon into Raidramon to defeat him. Unfortunately, then Raidramon pretty much was cast down and known as the as just pretty much just transportation, and whenever Davis needed it, because, you know, being a quadruped and using lightning powers, he was naturally very fast. But it's just a case of he wasn't utilized quite as much because Flamedramon was more combat oriented. Again, I still really like him. I kind of wish he got used a bit more than, or beyond the fight with Metal Greymon. But oh well, you know, can't lick a gift horse in the mouth, because we still got him. He's really cool looking. I really like him. But yeah, next is Magnamon, and the something of miracles or whatever, because it utilizes the Digi-Egg of miracles to golden armor digivolve into Magnamon, and who, again, very solid, cool, kind of looks like Flamedramon, but with more like gold armor. Or yeah, no, he is obviously very powerful, given that he was able to defeat Chimeramon, and who's like, who went and knocked all of the Digidestin's Digimon aside like they were nothing, And not only that, but made them divert to their in-training forms, like forms with just one shot, which was not good, very ungood. But yeah. Turns out that Ken was using the Digi-Egg of Miracles to power his giant floating fortress. Then he words, what are they? But yeah, he meant. But then Davis or Wormmon, who's worried about Ken's well-being at this point, leads Davis to the Digi-Egg of Miracles. It activates, and he digivolves to Magnamon, and is able to hold his own against Chimeramon. And because the fact of the matter is that Chimeramon was just still too much for him. But then Wormmon sacrifices the last of his energy to give him a power boost and defeat Chimeramon. And then we see him again, or I don't know if we see him again. Right? We see him. I don't remember which came out first, but we see him again in the Digimon movie, where apparently Patamon and Gatomon can become their Mega form, Seraphimon and Magnadramon, but can't, but never do this in the show, and only do it to summon and the Golden Digi-Eggs, as opposed to using these Mega forms to battle Cherubion. I don't know, the last part of the Digimon movie isn't very good. But yeah, he goes Magnamon again to defeat Cherubimon, or I'm sorry, Kokomon, and yeah. Also, all three of them are voiced by Steve Bloom, who is one of my favorite voice actors of all time, and is like the perfect choice for them. And Steve Bloom also voiced Poromon. Yeah, that little tiny pink bird. But yeah, it's just like good. Man, Steve Bloom was a perfect choice. All three of them are really cool. Oh, and it's just I hope they get Steve Bloom back when Magnamon comes back for Season 3 of Fusion.
Digimon Digivolve 2!
Kabuterimon!
Digimon.
Kabuterimon Digivolve 2! Mega Kabuterimon!
Alright. Hitting the number 2 spot is not only Kabuterimon, but Mega Kabuterimon as well. These two are my favorite of all the partner Digimon. Not just like Season 1, but all of them. Kabuterimon is... Oh yeah, I guess we should start with Kabuterimon. And he was first introduced in the episode, Kabuterimon's Electroshocker. I know. Oh, what a clever name. It's Electroshocker is the name of Kabuterimon's attack. Okay. But yeah. And and it was a really good start, given the fact that he helps you know, stop a rampaging ultimate, like the first ultimate of the series, Andromon. Before, you know, ultimates were known to be a thing. But yeah. And, you know, he's got a really, like, almost, a really cool, almost terrifying design, you know, with that, you know, big, like, thick, like, exoskeleton, and, like, helmet, and then, like, the creepy, like, scissor tri-mouth thing in there. You know, he's got a really cool thing. You know, he's good for transportation. You know, you often see, like, Izzy carrying people on him, mainly because he's so massive. Like, he's easily one of the biggest, if not the biggest, of the like, original champion Digimon. He is enormous. And then yeah, he's like, he was used quite a lot. Not obviously during, like, fights with Devimon. He fought at one of Myotismon's henchmen, Raremon, or Raramon, however you want to pronounce it. You know, the thing that looks like Hedera, assuming any of you guys know anything about the Godzilla monsters. But yeah, there's a big old pile of sludge. I guess I should say it looks more like muck, if he had teeth. But yeah, he's just a really cool Digimon who I am really, you know, fond of. You know, they got the nostalgic memories, and actually recently got to talk to the guy who voiced, like, that whole line, Tentomon, Kabuterimon, and Mega Kabuterimon, Jeff Nimoy. So that was really cool. And then yeah, so yeah, let's talk about Mega Kabuterimon, who apparently is really hard on Jeff Nimoy's voice. I guess, and I believe it. But yeah, you know, he first appeared when Izzy and Tentomon got trapped by this very, just say, flamboyant and Digimon Vetamon, who's like this weird, you know, alien tentacle porn monster. And it's a case of he was gonna kill them if Izzy didn't give him his curiosity, because, you know, Izzy's a very, you know, curious intellectual type. You know, always asking questions, trying to find answers. And it was a case that he was they were trapped in this like, weird, like, space. He's in, like Izzy was basically just like this boring vegetable, and like that Vetamon, and was like basically made him his little puppet, and it really depressed Tentomon to where he went and de-digivolved all the way down to Pabumon, his like fresh form, like is what you get when you first hatch Tentomon. And it was a case that, like, upon seeing this, he realized, oh man, I messed up, I need to get my friend back. And he, you know, so they get his curiosity back, and then his crest of knowledge glows. So then he's able to get Tentomon and to digivolve all the way up to Mega Kabuterimon, and defeat Vetamon by blowing up a goddamn planet. And that's just about all we ever really see of Mega Kabuterimon. And besides that, like, that's this big shining moment, because he helped fight Myotismon and didn't do too great. He fought at Skull Satamon and didn't do too great. I mean, he helped out against Apoclymon and destroyed a claw. Like, he just didn't do very much, which is a shame, because, you know, that's the issue, is if you weren't Matt or Ty, you're pretty much just down to support, and you weren't gonna be the actual guy to do the finishing blow. Oh, unless it was Vetamon. But yeah, it's just, but besides that, you know, I love Kabuterimon, I love Mega Kabuterimon. I mean, Mega Kabuterimon's a freaking, you know, beetle with a jetpack. And also, there are amazing cosplays of them. So that's really cool.
Never surrender, never be outdone, 'cause challenge ain't over. We've only just begun. Digimon!
Alright, so who is my favorite Digimon? Well, I'll give you a hint. He's one of the original villains of the first season. And meaning you could either be Devimon, Edamon, Myotismon, or one of the four Dark Masters, Piedmon, Machinedramon, Puppetmon, or Metal Seedramon. I'll let you guess, but here's a small hint. And, well, actually, you get 3 guesses, and I give you 1 hint, and that hint is
They won't for long. They're standing on the edge of my territory now, the sea. I'll be the one to finish these Digidestined once and for all.
Bold words. But you're not the first to make such a boast, Metal Seedramon.
But I will be the last. There'll be shark bait before the day is through.
無限大な夢の後の何もない世の中じゃそうさ愛しい思いも負けそうになるけど静しかしないイメージだらけの頼りない翼でもきっと飛べるさ
So did you guess right? It's because if you picked anyone with limbs, you guessed wrong because it's Metal Seedramon. Yes, the first of the Dark Masters is my favorite. Not only my favorite villain of the series, but my favorite Digimon of all time. Again, a lot of this has to do with design. I realize, that you're probably tired of hearing that, but I mean, just look at him. He's this giant, sea dragon that can fly. He has a big old sword blade eight on his head for a horn, and can has this shiny gold armor all over his body, plus a laser cannon for a nose. Which he calls his River of Power, which is probably one of the best names for attack ever, and one of the best attacks since Nokogila's Breakdance of Death. But yeah, also, even though he was the first of the Dark Masters to attempt to take out the Digidestined, and it ultimately failed. He still had some really good plans. He's not an idiot. He's not just some big old muscle-bound dummy. And he was actually had some really good plans that were pretty much only foiled by the incompetence of his subordinates, like Scorpiomon. And speaking of which, he also, being the Dark Master that controlled the sea and all the ocean and then water, it made sense for him to have things like Scorpiomon and Divermon under his control. Because Scorpiomon is actually based off of the ancient creature known as the Anomalocaris, which was one of the very first arthropods that was pretty much completely aquatic. Divermon, well, that's pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, he was obviously very ruthless. When Scorpiomon ended up failing him, he killed him in a pretty brutal way, in that he picked him up, flew really, really high up in the air, and then dropped Scorpiomon on him and had him plummet to his death. Kind of brutal, but that's just how villains work. You don't you don't do your part, then you get killed. But he also, I just absolutely love his voice and his personality. He had this really cool surfer dude kind of deal. As you could tell from that first clip. And it made all kinds of water puns, ocean and water puns. And it's just a case, and he was just, really funny. He had some of the best lines in the series. Unfortunately, I can't really remember any right off the top of my head. But yeah, it happens. But yeah, he was really funny. He just a joy to watch. Just just a really good villain, and then also really powerful. Obviously, he being he's a mega or not a mega evolution. He's the Mega Gyarados that people want. But yeah, like he's at the mega level. Also naturally, he's very powerful. But it's a case like even War Greymon had trouble fighting it. And it took an intervention from their buddy from Digidestin's buddy Waymon, and to save him, because otherwise he would have been sea serpent food. But Waymon steps in, or swims in, I guess, and frees War Greymon, but ends up getting killed by Metal Seedramon in the process, which was very sad. Digimon, something I noticed is over this countdown, Digimon loves to kill the people we like. Dekardramon, Beelzemon, Waymon. Leomon's not on this list, but he died some point ain't on here anyways. But yeah. But either way, he's overall just a really good character. He does end up getting killed by War Greymon, in a pretty brutal fashion, and might I add, Oh, they got away with a lot more than they did, or than they do now. But yeah, a great character, or great design, and great villain, great hair. Seriously, look at those flowing locks. I wish that he had a bit more attention brought to him, seeing as pretty much all of it was brought to Piedmon, and when it came to the Dark Masters. But yeah, he's my favorite. So yeah, this has been Godzilla 719, and Nickelodeon, please don't sue me for using your music and clip. Thank you.